So this is going to be interesting. This is an Adalogical Enigma, which is, it's not a video game. This is I guess what's designed to be a pen and paper puzzle, but I've copied it into Photoshop and set it up so I can scribble all over it. So I can, record it easily. I did think about like setting up cameras and stuff and, actually doing it on paper, but that's just, when I thought about this, that seemed overkill. So yeah, Adalogical Ænigmas. I've done some of them before. Like I started doing them from the beginning. This is the first one, number one. I started doing them from the beginning before, and I got through about like 15 or so, I think. Although of those, I think some of them I didn't complete because they were either too difficult for me, or I got really far into them and then realized I'd made a mistake or something like that. They're a bit like, they can be a bit like that. It's quite common to these kinds of puzzles, like these kind of constraint solving, like a bit like Sudoku, where like if you get, you can get really far into it without realizing you've made a mistake earlier on, and suddenly everything's ruined. So I guess I hope I don't make many mistakes. So this is a set of puzzles designed by Pavel Curtis of pavelspuzzles.com, which you should definitely check out. You can download the other Adalogical Ænigmas. I can't remember how many there are, but I think he does them monthly, and this is from 2013, so quite a while ago. So there's a lot of them. You can download these puzzles, or he also like makes designs and sells puzzles designed by other puzzle designers. So check out the shop on there. Maybe you'll find something interesting. Lots of cool stuff. What else do I have to say before I get started? I don't know. So I've tried these before, and so I have done this one specifically. But the solutions are sufficiently complicated that I'm not going to remember what the solution is at all. I'm going to remember some of the mechanics, like maybe some of the like realizations I have won't be completely like new to me, but it's going to be mostly like I'm doing it for the first time, honestly. I will not remember much of what I did. It was quite a while ago. The other thing is, obviously I'm doing this in Photoshop, and this is the first time I've tried recording something in Photoshop. I finished recording Commandos and I needed another game to play, and I remembered enjoying these and wanting to continue them. So then I was thinking, is there a way I could do that, but also record it, because I'm enjoying recording me playing games and things. So this is how I've decided to do it. I've set it up so I can scribble and erase things and stuff. I am going to make mistakes though, like there's all sorts of weird shortcuts and I'm going to keep pressing the wrong ones, but hopefully not too often. I can like pop up the layers and stuff. Hopefully I don't know, like accidentally exit Photoshop or something like that. Should be okay. Let's get started, I think. I'm going to try and zoom in, because I don't know exactly how this is going to come out on the video, but I should probably make the text as big as possible. So they all start off like this, with a little bit of a description, and this is where it introduces the rules, and the rules are all you've got. Well, the rules and the puzzle itself, obviously, but it's from the rules that you have to make deductions in the puzzle that lead you to an answer. And the answer is always in the form of, let me zoom out again. Every one of these puzzles requires solving constraints on a grid, or some grid-like thing like this. And then in some way what you've done will inform some kind of clue that gives you an answer that you write down here. Yeah, let's start reading. Let's start reading these rules. So, gentle patron, moving house always leaves one in such a dither, doesn't it? Here at Ada's, we've just picked up and moved our entire shop. Along the way, things have gotten a bit muddled, and I'm hoping you can help us sort them out again. Draw walls along the grid lines below to separate the squares into connected regions. Each region should contain all of and only the letters from one of the three words, Ada's, Grand, or Reopening. Note though that the letters will not necessarily appear in order. Every square must be part of some region. Each word's letters will appear in 7 regions, for a total of 21 regions overall. Could probably figure out 7 regions, each word's, so 7, okay, 7 for each word. I see, okay. Once you've created all of the regions, you can move on to finding the final answer to this enigma. You see those little dots in each square. Let's take a look down. Yep, so there's dots and some of them are filled in. Those represent binary bits. Empty dots are off and filled dots are on. Each dot has a different value as shown in the diagram at the right. Okay, so 1, 2, 4, and 8. Within each region, sum up the values of all the filled bits and then translate that sum into a letter within each region. Okay, so within a region, I'd add up all the numbers that are filled in. That gives me a letter where it's just the position of that letter in the alphabet. And I read it out, and that gives me the clue, and then I answer the clue, I guess. They do also all come with examples. So here's an example where the word is mocha rather than Ada's Grand Reopening. So there's just one word in this case, 5 lots of mocha. And so they're dividing it up into regions. It's not clear to me from the rules. I don't think it specifies whether like a region has to be a linear sequence like this. Could it include like a square of 4 or whatever? Maybe, I don't know. But because the rules don't say, I'm going to assume it's possible. Why did I just scribble? I was trying to drag. That's the kind of mistake I'm going to make. So I can begin, I guess. That's enough. I think it's going to be useful. Obviously, that's too big. Let's zoom out a bit. I think it will be useful for me to copy those words. Let's grab that. Is that working? Let me check the layers. I'm on the wrong layer. Okay. It's still not working. Why not? Or is it? Oh, maybe it is. Okay. I just can't see it for some reason. Weird. Okay, so what do I want? I want this. Oh, okay. That's what's going on. I already selected a region, apparently. So there we go. Let's grab that. Looks like a bit's missing. Sure. Grab that. Paste it. And then let's bring it down. I think it will be useful to have that near the board so I can reference the words. It's hard to kind of visualize in your head which letters are in which words. At least it is for me. So draw, that's the layer I want to be on. Get rid of that. Put this in the middle and back to the brush. Cool. So where to begin? So a good place to start would be letters that do not appear in the same word. So, for example, A is in both of those words, but not in reopening. So any letters that are in reopening, like that are only in reopening, I know they aren't together with an A. So O and A. Let's write this down. O, E, yeah. So A is the letter I'm doing. Sure. That's an A. O, E, P. P, yeah, P as well. OEP. N is no, that's in grand. I, yep. And that's it, I think, yep. Cool, so OEP and I cannot be next to A, so let's get rid of those now. A, OEPI, OEPI. Oh, I'm gonna miss some, it's so hard to think. It's so hard to think, yep. OEPI, OEPI, OEPI. A, OEPI, A, OEPI, A, OEPI, A. I'm so going to miss things, it's going to be embarrassing. OEPI, OEPI, E, O. Ooh. Let's find another A. OEPI. So I know that there can't be 3 A's in one word, but I don't think I can decide which. Could even be both of these are separated. OEPI. Where was I? Was I on this row? I think so. No, good. All good. They're all good. Yeah. O and E. O and E. P. A. I. Cool. I think that might be it. Although I probably missed loads of things. What else do I have? What else could I separate? Or could I even work from this already? So I've got an A, R, and a D. So if it's with the R, if it's with the, oh, okay, so it's either with the D, in which case it could be ADAs like that. That's in fact the only way that could be part of the word ADAs. I don't see another A nearby. Like those four. Or if it's part of grand, it could be like that. Yeah, so I'm not sure if like this would be valid. I think it would be. The rules don't. I mean, the rules don't say it's not, so I'm going to assume it is. But maybe it just never happens. Is there another way grand could be formed there? Yeah, like that. Okay, so I think there's too many options there. What other letters can I separate? So S is a good one as well, I think. S is only in the word ADAs. Yep. So it can only go with A's and D's. So, S. Okay, that's good. Can only go with A's and D's. S, S, S. And there should be 7 S's, I guess. S, A's and D's. So that's separated. S, A's and D's, and that's separated, and that's separated. S, A's and D's, that's separated. Let's find another one. There we go. A's and D's. So all of those. Oh, okay. Yeah, I need to be careful not to make mistakes. Really careful. S, A's and D's. Yep. That's only got A's and D's next to it. Okay. Cool, so that gives me that. So S, D. So this is definitely ADAs, and there's no N in ADAs, so it definitely doesn't connect that way. This is a good start. There's no R in ADAs, so... And then... So then that A has to be part of this. No G. In fact, the only other... I need an A, and the only other A it could be is that one. So I have a region, I believe. If I haven't completely screwed things up. Yeah, that S doesn't go any of those ways. It has to go with that D, and then that A, and then that A. Cool. Pretty confident about that. Nice. G could be in either of those two words. If it's connected to the A though, then it's not reopening, because reopening does not have an A. It has to be grand. But it could be with that N, so yeah, I think there's too much there. Are there more letters I could separate? O. O is only in reopening. So I could separate O from, I've already done S. D. D is in grand and ADAs. So in fact, isn't that the same situation as the A? D can also be separated from, D is here and here, so it can also be separated from O, E, P, and I, because they do not appear in there. Yeah, so, wait, what am I doing? D. D. O, E, P, and I. Okay, let's do it. Maybe D. O, E, P, I. I'm going to double check everything. D. There's no D in here, but there are D's in there. But D's can only be next to those letters. So any letters that are only in reopening, which are O, yep, E, yep, P, yep, and I, yep, cannot next to be D. Okay. So D, O, E, P, I. Let's do the same thing. Cannot be next to O, E, P, I. That's all fine. D, P, and O. Yeah, let's tidy that up a bit. D, O, E, P, I. O, E, P, I, P. D, O, E, P, I. O, E, P, I. O, E, P, I. O, E, P, I. Nope. I. O, E, E. O, E, P, I. Okay, and that's it. Oh, look, the word dragon. Wonder if that was by design or not. I always wonder when I'm doing these, like, how exactly they were put together. I mean, maybe not with this one so much, but I remember there being somewhere, there were some moments in it where it was like, oh, that's clearly been very cleverly designed to happen that way. But to force that to happen while still making it feel completely natural in solving it is quite difficult, I guess. Anyway. What can I do with all this? So I is only in reopening. So I know this is part of reopening, but both E and O are part of that as well. So it could go either way. S is going to be part of ADAs, which could be, where could that be? That could be like that. In fact, that's the only way it could be from that direction, but it could also be like that. Or like that. Yeah, okay. Quite a few things. About this D up here. So it's either part of grand or ADAs. So there's an A, which could still be either. And then it has to be an N. So it's not ADAs. Okay, that's good. But there's only one N in grand. So it's either that N or that N. If it were that N, I'd need an R and a G. I could get an R, but then I could not get a G. That's interesting. So I know it's grand, right? Yes, because I have to take an n, and I know it's not that n because I can't get to a R and a G. Yeah. I can get to an R, I can't get to the G. Like within the same region, because there is a G there, but I'd have to go through more letters that are too much. So it has to be that N. Okay, I'm happy with that. In which case, so it could be like that, or it could be like this, or that. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know if I can say which way it should go. We have reopening here. Wait, we've got this S, ADAs. Let's do ADAs. So SA. The S's are very useful. SA, so the G can't be part of it because it's ADAs. So then this D is part of it. So it's not the R or that N, it's that A. Okay, cool. In fact, let's just focus on S's for a bit. They are much simpler. Also, we have gone here. So this is definitely reopening in some way. Cool. So S. S. I think there's a few ways I could make ADAs here. Yeah, could be an ADAs there or an ADAs there. I at least think they're definitely joined. Maybe. If they weren't joined, then that would be a split. So I'd have SA and then I'd have an N or an S. So yeah, they are definitely joined. How do I want to represent that? I could do like another color. How do I do that? Is it like this? Yep. Ooh. Oh. Oh. Good grey line. Maybe something a bit more noticeable. Green. Sure. So those are connected. Let's go back to that color. Yep, okay. Yay, I can do things. So those are connected, but I don't know the rest of it. So now what? P. That has to be reopening. Is there an A? There's no A in reopening, so that does not go that way. That is useful. Aha. There's also no D. Well, in fact, so this has to be AD. Well, it's either going to be ADAs or grand, but I can see immediately that the next letter has to be an R. So it's going to be grand. Okay. Oh, shouldn't go too far. ADR. And we've got G's. And N. That's interesting. So if I went to that G, there's no adjacent N for me to grab. So it has to be that G and that N. Yep. Cool. In which case, this. Reopening. So there's no D in reopening. That's a bit messy. Let's do that. There's a G, which is good because I'm forced to pick it up. There's no A in reopening either. Right? Yep. Yeah. So scared of making a mistake. Reopening. So I've already got a G, and there's only one G. So it's not that G. Good to know. Got an E already. How many E's are there? 2. Interesting. I've got an R here. I know that I's part of it, but then I don't know. I've already got an R, and there's only one R. So it definitely doesn't go that way, right? Because I've got an R here. If it if it continued that way, I'd have another R, and that would be too many. Cool. Right, so then the E is definitely positive. The G is not, because I've already got G, so that goes that way. I've also already got a P, and there's only one P, so not that way either. How many letters do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need two more, which are O and N. There are two N's. One N here, and I've already got the one R, yep, and I've already got the one G, yep. I'm pretty happy with that. Reopening. Cool. Sweet. So this G, this one, D. That could be grand, but it also could be other things, so I won't put that in. This R, RP, so this is another reopening. Yep. Which has N's and it has G's. That's annoying. I? What can I go next to? Only things that are in reopening. Which is like everything it's next to. Great. Had this one as well. Had this one, which I got stuck on, I think. I don't think anything else is cleared up over there. What else could I get here? Reopening has two ends. So one thing I'm noticing is that there's a G here. So this is going to be a reopening. At the very least, these are going to be part of it. And then some number of letters on either side. There's a G right up there. Oh, I mean, that's not necessarily true, is it? I mean, this could be split in some way. Okay. Don't make mistakes. Is there another S I could work with? There's this S down here. So I know it's an ADAS. And I know okay, oh, that's interesting. So let's say I split those. Imagine I did that. Right, reopening doesn't have, like, what could that be? There's a P there, like, there's no word that could form here if I split that. Except reopening, but not reopening because there's an A there. Ooh, this logic's feeling a bit flimsy. I mean, it feels right, but like it's not concrete enough in my mind. So S. What was I thinking? Basically, my thing was, are these two together? Because if not, then that A is with. Oh, it could be like. Couldn't be. I'm going too far though. I don't like going too far into the state space. Like, I'm going too many steps ahead to try and figure out that something's incorrect. But then that means, like, if I'm having to go deeper into the future to remove paths, there are probably more paths that I'm potentially missing, that I'm not checking. And one of those paths could be the actual answer, and I just don't see it, and I rule it out, and I assume that the only path I have seen that is valid is the correct one. But the deeper I go, the more paths there are that I could be missing, and that's pretty bad. So I want to avoid it if I can. Though occasionally you have to do that kind of thing. Just the way it is. We have this I. This I is part of reopening, definitely. And there's no D in reopening. So that R could be with those I. Are there other letters I could be separating? Well, what's also only in I's and A's? Have I done that? Yes, because I did it when I was doing this. Okay. P. P's and yeah, I've already done it. I've already done A's and D's, which are the two letters that are unique to those two words. Yeah, and S. But I did S. Okay. Maybe just like the corners enough to work from. N. N is in two of the words, grand and reopening. If it's with the O, what about this A? A, it's only got two letters next to it. The G, so it could be grand, yeah. Where to go next? This is reopening, definitely. But which way does it go? Reopen. Oh god, it could literally be that. And now that I've seen it, I mean, I'm gonna do everything as, you know, to the best of my ability, as logically as possible. But I think accidentally seeing possible solutions is kind of like, it sort of influences what you end up doing. I think that spells reopening. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, it doesn't. There's a letter missing. Oh, there's an E missing. Okay. So, no, it's okay. That's not part of it. But it doesn't help me. Can I figure out this now? I don't think so. So there's an S here as well. Aiders. How could I form? Let's say they were joined. So then that S and that N definitely would be part of it. So it would be like that. Definitely. If those two were joined, it would have to be that solution. Like that would be the region. If not, then it would have to be that or that. Yes. So if it is that or that, so if it was that, I think there's a problem with that N. Yeah, because that S has to be part of aiders, so that would have to be like that, and then the N would be left by itself. So I don't think that's a valid solution, but I think that still is. Oh, that. Although that blocks this off, which has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 characters. which you cannot make up out of 4, 4, 4, 5, no, 5. Yeah, that doesn't work. I couldn't make grand Adas. I couldn't make 2 grands. That's interesting. Okay. 11. I cannot make 11 out of these. No. 2 5s and a 1. 1 5 and 2 4s. No. And it's definitely not reopening because there's no letters for reopening in here. So that is not valid either. Neither is that. Oh, feels like maybe it's okay. Let's run through it again. So this S it could be with that one, in which case it's not connected to those, and then because it doesn't need another S, it doesn't need an N, it just needs a D and an A, which it could get from there. And it's the only place you can get it from. So it's that's an option. That S could not be joined to that, in which case it's either that. The problem with that is it leaves that N in a place that it would have to connect to that S in some way or be left by itself, which is not okay. Yeah. Yep. 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 Yeah, okay, so that's not valid. And then that's not valid because that would leave that as a set of regions with 8 plus 3, 11 space in it, which I cannot make. There's no way to make regions out of this that would have those words in it that would add up to 11. Grand 10 is the closest I could get, but there's an S in here, so I know there's an Adas, so that's 4, leaving. That would be like that, or like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, at least 7 left. Yep. Okay, I'm pretty convinced. So that's not possible. So then it is that one. They are connected. I am convinced. Whoop. Whoop. Has to be that Adas. In which case, S-A, cool. Okay, this is going to work out well, isn't it? S-A-D-A, I hope it's going to work out well. And then, so that N is going to be connected to that A. So it's definitely grand, yep. And there's a G there, yeah, okay. So it's those, definitely. Woohoo. Cool. Guess I don't need that anymore. E? Yes, there we go. Beautiful.